Hi, I'm Sarah Rudolph, and I am an IBVM Loretto sister from Canada. I serve as the Social Justice Animator at the Mary Ward Centre in Toronto, and I'm also the UN representative for the Canadian region. I've been at the High Level Political Forum here at the UN for the past couple of weeks, and actually we've had 3 side events over the last 2 weeks, which has been a very ambitious undertaking. Our first side event focused on climate action, SDG 13, and we gathered community organizations, academics, and sisters to talk about their experiences with climate anxiety and how we can foster resilience and hope in young people. Our second side event was on SDG 1, No Poverty, and we focused on localizing the SDGs. So really trying to think about how do we concretize the SDGs, and especially the SDG on poverty, in our local community. We had community organizations, we had sisters in our IBVM CJ network, and we had Indigenous representatives and government officials as part of this side event. Our third side event focused on the intersections between multiple SDGs. We looked at poverty, hunger, climate change, migration, and human trafficking. And we involved a number of religious organizations that work at the UN, and they talked about their innovative strategies that they're using to work with people on the ground, so survivors of human trafficking, migrant workers, and also means to educate and raise awareness about human trafficking and the risks of labor exploitation in different countries. And my main takeaway from the HLPF this year has been the urgency. So we are now less than 6 years to 2030. We have seen, actually we've heard many times, it said that only 17% of the SDGs are on track. And so we have a lot of work to do. The urgency is that we need the political will, we need the financing to make the SDGs a reality. And lastly, I'd like to say also that it's so important that we engage young people in the SDGs. The Mary Ward Centre, along with our collaborators at the Sisters of St. Joseph of Toronto and the Sisters of St. Joseph of the Canadian Federation, we've sponsored a youth delegate to come to the UN for the last 2 years, to come to the HLPF, to have an opportunity to learn about the UN system, but also to create some space for young people to advocate for themselves on the SDGs and think about projects that they can take back to Canada.